I am Rich Martin, your host for today, and you are the greatest audience out there. Today we are talking about a very good topic. I was thinking about this, and I said, should a woman take time off after dating? Where do you stand on this? I'm gonna give you a minute. In case you didn't hear me, I said, should a woman take time off after dating? Like when you're done with your last relationship or whatever it was or whatever situationship you were going through, should you take time off? It's an interesting question. I'm going to address that. I would say, my opinion on the matter is as follows. Yes and no. Yes, in that take a couple weeks to yourself, find what reinvigorates your energies, find what you need to sustain you, but get back on that horse, right? In our evolution, we need to continue to search for the things that we feel as though we need or we want. Reason I say this is I don't know a woman that wants to date anybody she walks out in the street and finds, right? We all have our preferences. And in order to find your preference, it's a lot harder than finding anybody on the street. Or just jumping back into it like, hey, I'm gonna go to the bar and boom, gonna see who I can pick out of those people. So you have to look at it like that. You have to realize that if you're more intentional, you're going to be able to reap the benefits of those that are more intentional than, of course, being out of the game. Respectfully, furthermore, I will say, taking yourself out of the game in of itself is, it lends to being arrogant. Yes, I said it. I said it. Come for me if you want. It is what it is. It is. It's a sort of arrogance. Like for instance, like let's say me, I'm like, haven't done this in a while, but let me just jump into it right now. And I expect to be on the same level. So put it this way. I'm gonna change the analogy so that you understand exactly what I'm talking about. So you haven't dated in, let's say, 3 months. You took that time to on yourself and what works for you and all this other crap, right? I'm sorry, it's not crap, but it's all this other stuff. And you get back out in the game, and the same man that you liked, you still like, and you kind of just deal with the same situation, or maybe a better situation, but you fell on luck as opposed to getting more of what you wanted. Now we're moving into this different analogy. So if I knew like my max bench was a certain amount, let's say 275, whatever. It's more than that, but let's just say that. My max bench was 275. I'm throwing up 3 plates and plus. And I take 3 months away from that. Do you think I could get even at 260? I could probably throw it up on my max bench, but it's hella not advised. You got to drop all the way down to like maybe 225 and work your way back up. Why? Because yes, muscle has memory, but muscle does have to work its way back up. So remember that and here's another factor that we're not considering. The dating market is competitive. And a lot of women don't realize that you're not just competing with other women that are attractive, other women that want this type of man, right? This man is attractive, this man earns a certain amount, this man is not a very short individual, if he's fairly, desirable. These are things that you have to realize that you're competing for. And people are like, oh, I don't compete. I don't need to compete. Yeah, okay. But those are the people that sometimes get used. And if that's what you want, then that's cool. But if you want something real with somebody, you have to put yourself out there. You have to give your best efforts. We do it all the time. Guys know, we look in the mirror, we see what's up, and we know what we have to work on. We have to work on our money. We have to work on, of course, finances, fitness, physique, as well as your tone, right? So you have to be able to talk it up. You have to be able to be charismatic. You have to be able to be a little humorous. You have to make sure that you mix and blend the right way. So many ways can go wrong in a date. Trust me, I've kablowied my mad times before. Trust me. So, I've talked myself out of the 90. Just is what it is. But and trust me, bro, I'm a wit. I am definitely. This is definitely the honest truth, right? My boys call me Captain Kablawi. Like I do it sometimes just out of arrogance. It's fine, but I know this, and I know that as females, if you want to be um, dateable on the level you want, you have to realize that you are competing with people that are intentionally going after these people, that invest time and invest money, and they change themselves in order to work with the man that you want. You can't just show up to the party anymore and be the talk of the town, because the talk of the town is looking elsewhere as well. Not saying that disrespectful to women. You are wonderful people. You are wonderful ladies and the whole nine. But everybody has their limits. And if we were walking around with a bunch of dimes, think about this. If everybody was dimes, we'd be looking for nines. Wow, bars, nigga. Bars, nigga. Yeah. So this is one of the things, man. I'm not gonna go crazy long on this one. Enough time to not be in negative space. Yeah, but like negative space. Why are we in negative space? And think about this, right? And just the a breakup within itself. Two people that agreed upon things for a long time, that had a good agreement, that liked each other, that made it through months of time, that were locked in at certain points. Why should they not be cool unless you're about to get married? Why should they not be, hey, what's up, holiday type stuff? How does that work for you? And I understand that, you don't want to disrespect your man and all this other stuff, but if my mind is on, I'm not going to mess with her unless she's single, and she's not gonna mess with me unless I'm single. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna disrespect our situation. Why not? I personally am accessible to exes of mine because I'm not trying to bust a 90, but you know what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're single and I'm single, yeah, you fly out, we get it done. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the same time, I don't disrespect people's situations. Like, if you got somebody that you rocking with and you love this, I'm not cutting that off. That's not my style. Like, that's bottom dweller ish. That's just where I feel. That's how I look at it, and that's me. But that's just how I look at it, man. And I feel like a lot of people don't don't do that or honor that anymore. It is what it is. They date him, and I'm me, and that's why I'm me, because I don't fiend out like that. People get it how they live it, right? And that's just the truth. You get it exactly how you live it, and I respect that, because at the end of the day, like, we all get hungry, but to me, that's not the move. Let me see some money. Guest privacy, community guidelines. I don't know what all that is about, but all right, cool. I like this beat. I remember this one. It's pretty cool. So there's another beat for y'all. We're gonna probably end this one a little sooner than normal. But I do want your questions, comments, concerns, feedback. Let me know what's up. Definitely like, definitely subscribe. Rock with your boy. Let's get back in here. Let's get it done. Happy to have you on. Meeting new people can be tiring. Yeah, but tiring. I get it. But you also have to realize that if you're working in this space of dating, you have to be approachable. In order to be approachable, you have to put yourself out there, right? If you're not putting yourself out there, where, where where's your success going to be? Um, we a lot of times, but on the breakup tip, bases hit. Uh, uh, uh. But on a breakup tip, I feel like we treat these situations like when you're breaking up with somebody, you're fired. It's weird. I've always found it to be weird because like at this moment, I like you, but you no longer like me, and it's just fade to black. Nothing. Wow. Like I guess like maybe it's a man thing. I'm not disrespecting women by saying this, but I am saying as a man, when a man loves a woman like loves, then we would like die for y'all. A man's love is that strong. So to go from that to just fade, like, I never want to see that's wild work to me. But it is what we do, right? So yeah, that's weird. But yeah, I just find it weird. I find breakups to be really weird, and I spin the block a lot too. I'm not gonna lie to you, but like I said too, when it's convenient, you know what I'm saying? Like if she's single and I'm single, then we good. But I'm not gonna interrupt your flow because that's not my schedule. I wouldn't want it done to me. Marriage, I don't mess with married women at all. I've had like one of the most attractive females I've you know I had to turn down because of that. So it's like that. Have had threesome opportunities. I remember that I was in Rhode Island, turned it down because I don't mess with married women. It's just not what I do. It's not where I'm at with it. As to me, it's bottom dwellish, and it's a situation that just becomes sticky. Plus, I know I'm cocky with mine, so I would want more than I'm getting, and I'm just we're not doing that. So yeah, um, toxic, toxic. I'll admit to being toxic. My niggas know that. Like my people, we know this. You know what I'm saying? If you know Rich, then you know that I'm on a toxic ish. When it comes to that, like on some dating ish, I'm not a lot of that about that. You know, but yeah. So I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tapping in with your boy. Without further ado, this was a short one, but we're gonna get there. We here now, so you guys enjoy yourselves. Thank you, and go be great. Best of luck in dating. Continue being great. I appreciate you all. And without further ado, we're gonna do it again.